and I'd like to introduce you to our moderator for this session, Karen Purdue. Karen is a member of the Rotary Club of Invercargill Sunrise and is a past District Governor of District 9980 in New Zealand. She currently serves as an Assistant Regional Coordinator for Growing Rotary in Zone 8. Outside of Rotary, she is a Community Partnership Leader, which involves partnering with communities to help them achieve their aspirations. Karen has received a civic honour from the Invercargill City Council for service to the community and was also recognised in the New Zealander of the Year Awards as a local hero. She says, and I quote, "Being a part of Rotary has been an opportunity of a lifetime and has grown me as a person and a leader." Welcome, Karen.
Thank you, Andrew. I'm really excited to be here and looking forward to this session on enhancing participant engagement. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the lands on which we all meet today and pay my respects to elders past, present, and future. To start our time together, I'd love to share a story with you all from my own club. We recently revamped our new member induction program, which included doing a couple of 2-hour block sessions. At the end of our sessions, we asked the group at the next club meeting to sit with someone they hadn't met yet, and we learned a very valuable lesson. The group shared their experience and excitement about what they had learned, and suddenly we started getting requests from other members to do some of those sessions with them. So don't ever assume that your seasoned members know what exists for them to take advantage of. We know that people who engage with us are seeking experiences that are relevant and fulfilling, both personally and professionally. The question becomes, how can we make sure we give them meaningful opportunities to learn and evolve with us throughout their lives? How do we create a culture of feedback so that we're able to prioritise the needs, expectations, and growth of our participants at the centre of all we do? Today, during this webinar, we will prioritise the needs, expectations, and growth of our participants, support participants in finding long-term value in their membership, and address what we know about why participants become disengaged. You'll notice that we're using the word participants and not members. This allows us to think about everyone we connect with, such as program participants and alumni, partners, community members that join service projects, and more, while recognising that while these individuals do not necessarily pay dues, they bring significant value to Rotary. Everyone involved in Rotary has a chance to make a difference in ways that use their skills and inspire their passions. Through 27 Rotary action groups, more than 27,000 people use their expertise to network to address the causes they care about. Members can also connect with people who share their passion, profession, or identity through more than 90 Rotary fellowships. Experts in their fields can join the cadre of technical advisors to help members plan grant projects that make a lasting impact. Being connected with Rotary gives access to a global network of professionals and leaders who share a passion for applying their collective expertise and resources to make a positive change, and of course, having heaps of fun while doing it. I'm looking forward to listening today to people who are truly taking advantage of everything being a part of Rotary has to offer. I'm going to ask Tamara, Vic, and Fernando to briefly introduce themselves and to share with us what brings them the most value from being a part of Rotary. Vic, what's been most valuable to you?
Good day, everyone. My name is Vic, and I'm a Rotary actor based in Australia. Over my early Rotaract years, I noticed that something was missing for me in Rotary, and it was the environment, which at the time was not an area of focus yet. Instead of what Rotary can bring me, I thought, what can I bring to Rotary? I decided to focus on bringing the environment as an official area of focus. Everything I could not do through my club or through my district, I was able to do it through a Rotary Action Group, also called RAGS. In RAGS, you can meet with people who are like-minded on a specific aspect and focus all your energy onto one thing, which is, for me, the environment. Over time, I became a RAG director with ESRAG, which also stands for the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group. I also became a RACON Hosting Organizing Committee sustainability leader, and I am involved in preparing to align the 2023 Rotary International Convention to Rotary's new environmental goals.
Thanks, Vic. What brings you the most value, Tamara?
Thank you, Karen. I am a member and two-time past president of the Rotary Club of Edmonton White Avenue in Rotary District 5370 here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I am an educator, entrepreneur, and community leader with a heart for service. Rotary has offered me so many great experiences. It is truly hard to summarize. However, being youth chair and working with young leaders has truly been one of the best experiences in Rotary. Working with my many mentors in our district, I have had the opportunity to work with Interact, Rotaract, Youth Exchange, and our other benchmark youth programs to mentor young leaders from all walks of life. Together, we have worked on service projects, leadership development, human rights, peace building, and offering a hand up to those who need it most. Investing in our youth is an investment in a better future. And what brings me the most value from Rotary? Well, truly it is the mentorship and the reverse mentorship from these young leaders, professional development, and lifelong friendships as we work together as global citizens to create lasting change. I encourage everyone to say yes when Rotary presents opportunities. I can't tell you how glad I am that I said yes to so many challenges that I could have never imagined would have come my way. Rotary is a place to learn and grow. By saying yes, I have been able to take on new roles. I am now a member of the Rotary International Advisory Committee for Learning Development. I work with people from around the world. I am the public image chair for our district, and I truly have now learned what it means to be a global citizen.
Tamara, thanks. So Fernando, what value does being part of Rotary mean for you?
Thanks, Karen. Well, I'm a former Rotaractor and now a proud member of the Rotary Club Pehuen de las Condes from District 4340, located at the central part of a great and beautiful country called Chile. First, let me say a big hello to you, to this amazing panel, and also to our friends who are watching us today. Now, having said that, I'm getting right to your question. Well, let me tell you, it is a hard one, because I think it's hard to choose just one thing that represents the most value of being a part of Rotary. And the reason is quite simple, I think. I love Rotary, but if I have to, I would dare to say it's our people, our membership, the friendships, we forge. Thanks to Rotary, I have found some of the most important friends in my life. And when we develop our service projects, having the wonderful opportunity to help others in need, all with those amazing friends, is just priceless.
Welcome, team. When you registered for the webinar, we asked you what brings the most value. I'm not surprised to see that most of us, almost half, said that service is what brings us the most value. What does surprise me is how few of us said they value the professional development opportunities. What would it look like to think about everything we do in Rotary, from planning a service project, to speaking at a meeting, to participating in a cultural immersion opportunity, as both personal and professional development? I think many of us would say that Rotary has given us some of the best development opportunities of our lives. But why don't we always talk about it that way? Let's see how these percentages compare with what we have learned from research. Rotarians and Rotaractors prioritise their reasons for joining and staying slightly differently, but generally, members are looking for these things: local service, connecting with others, and professional and leadership development opportunities. We know that Rotary has so much to offer beyond the club experience. And as we talk with these panelists, I'd love for you all to keep this question in mind. Am I taking advantage of everything Rotary has to offer? So team, what people are looking for differs from member to member. How do we go about finding out what people want and connecting them with it? Let's hear from you, Fernando.
I would like to start by saying that I think there is no single and no correct answer to address this question. But if you ask me, the best answer I can give you is by asking. In my experience, even if it sounds silly or crazy, the most common mistake we make in our clubs is not asking members what they expect from their membership in Rotary, or what their interests are, what they would like to do, or even what ideas they have. And the problem with that is, if we don't know what our members want, hardly we can organize activities or programs that are effective in engaging them. So, some ideas that come to mind right now and that have worked before to fix this could be, for example, host a meeting just to share about your members' interests and ideas. Take those ideas and interests and plan the rest of the Rotary year trying to generate activities and achieve all those ideas and interests, or most of them. Also, generate surveys after each activity requesting feedback from members so that they feel heard and part of the Rotary of the club processes. And if you have members who are disengaged, approach them privately and ask them about ideas they would like to implement in your club and give them assignments that suit their interest. These are some pretty basic ideas, I know, but they have proven to be effective. So to highlight the central idea and answer your question, Karen, I think the most important thing is to go back to the simplest, ask and listen to our members, and act accordingly.
Thanks, Fernando. Let's hear from you, Tamara.
Recently in Rotary, exit interviews has shown that many members have left because of a toxic club or district culture, bullying, feeling like they were not valued, or being harassed. As Rotary moves forward, implementing our DEI policy and truly being inclusive will open the door to hearing new ideas and stronger engagement. Encouraging participants to ask others what they want, how they're feeling, and being truly open to new ideas will not only ensure active engagement, but it's also an important part of connecting. And fellowship and connecting are so important in Rotary. But professional development is also really an important part of why many join Rotary, especially young leaders. The Learning Center is a great tool for members and even prospective members. There are learning paths for each avenue of service. Are you thinking of taking on a club or district leadership role? Are you looking for membership tools and resources? Want to better understand the vast opportunities with the Rotary Foundation? Want to learn more about the Rotary International Diversity and Equity and Inclusion Policy? Want to learn about being a better mentor? These are just a few of the courses and the many resources available in the Rotary Learning Center. We now have a new alliance between Toastmasters and Rotary. This offers even more tools for professional development, leadership, and networking. That includes public speaking, communication, storytelling, conflict resolution, and so much more. Anyone can sign up for these courses as long as they have a My Rotary account. They're not of a cost value, and truly, you will learn on your own schedule.
Wonderful, Tamara. What's your thoughts, Vic?
I could not agree more with Fernando and Tamara. But I've also noticed that people want physical meetings. During COVID-19 pandemic, our physical clubs didn't really succeed because we lacked that physical connectivity. So people do want physical contact, and those people also want a fair share of the work. They want opportunities to engage, but most of the time they don't know how to do it. A lot of people also want to do the fun parts, but very few people they are willing to do the challenging parts. So I used to organize cleanups, for instance. And what I realized is that it's always the same volunteers who are always out and sorting the rubbish behind. So don't always ask the same people to always do the tough jobs. Enable the new people to learn new things and encourage the others to delegate.
Thanks, team, for some great advice. Ask and listen to our members, use all the resources that My Rotary has to offer, and enable new people to learn new things. I love it. Let's start talking about fellowships. If you belong to a fellowship, tell us about it now in the chat. Members and participants can join a Rotary Fellowship to connect with others who share a common passion, like a hobby or profession, or a common identity. Being part of a fellowship group helps members and participants build an international community through Rotary in a meaningful way, make friends around the world, and enhance the Rotary experience. There are more than 90 approved Rotary fellowships and growing. And being part of Rotary, many fellowships incorporate service as they come together over shared activities and identities, like the surfing and skiing groups who have partnered with organisations to help individuals with limited physical abilities get on a surfboard or on skis to enjoy their beloved activities. Many of these groups have shifted to virtual gatherings and activities during the global pandemic, like a 24-hour Oktoberfest celebration hosted by Rotarians and Rotaractors across the world. Another example of a fellowship is the International Fellowship of Rotarian Musicians. The IFRM consists of over 700 members from 44 countries around the Rotary world and have been meeting amidst the pandemic and been recording inspiring music. Here is one small example. Wasn't that fabulous? I really enjoyed that performance. Another service and engagement opportunity that exists for you are Rotary Action Groups. Action groups are independent, Rotary affiliated groups made up of people from around the world who are experts in a particular field, such as economic development, peace, addiction prevention, the environment, or water. Anyone who wants to share their expertise to make a positive difference can join an action group. Action groups offer their technical expertise and support to help clubs plan and implement projects to increase our impact, one of Rotary's strategic priorities. This support includes helping clubs find partners, funding, and other resources. Action groups can also help clubs and districts prepare grant applications, conduct community assessments, and develop plans to monitor and evaluate their projects. I'm looking forward to hearing more from Vic about action groups, including the one he's involved in, the Environmental Sustainability Rotary Action Group. Vic, you're an expert in what you do, so I'm wondering if you can share with us what is Rotary and being part of this action group provided you that you would not have achieved or accomplished without it.
Oh, Karen, RAGs give you the opportunity to lead outside your clubs. The RAGs can give you and help you accomplish a project that you might not be able to do through your club. Part of my work, for instance, is working collaboratively to share with Rotarians all around the world. So Rotary gave me this opportunity. And that opportunity, I would say it's an opportunity to fail. And when I say Rotary gave me an opportunity to fail, I mean fail in a very safe environment before I can succeed. A good example of this is my effort to engage in public speaking activities. Rotary helped me overcome my fears and pushed me to speak in front of thousands of people at the United Nations in Kenya in 2018. My message to you today is that if you can't find what you're looking for in Rotary, look outside the box and join a RAG.
So Vic, I imagine there are quite a few people on the webinar who would be interested in ESRAG. Is it open to anyone who is interested in the environment?
Look, Karen, anyone can join. It's only $30 to join ESRAG, for instance. It's even cheaper if you're a Rotaractor, or cheaper if you join as a member for a number of years. So you don't even have to be part of Rotary to join ESRAG. There is absolutely no excuse you can possibly find in order not to join a RAG. It's so obvious. This is an exceptional opportunity where everyone has a place to join.
Thanks, Vic. I loved that. The opportunity to fail in a safe environment, to lead outside your club, overcoming the fear of public speaking. Join an action group. Great advice. Thank you. One of Rotary's official programs is the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, sometimes called RYLA. RYLA is an intensive leadership experience organised by Rotary clubs and districts where young people can develop leadership skills while having fun and making connections. In your district, Tamara, this has been taken so much further, including emphasising what Rotarians can learn from these young leaders. Love to hear more about it.
Thank you, Karen. The youth are our future. Investing in them creates so many opportunities. RYLA is one of the first programs that introduces young leaders to Rotary. And when students participate in RYLA, they become invested in Interact, Rotaract, and a lifelong connection to Rotary. At our peak, Rotary District 5370 had over 50 Interact clubs and 10 Rotaract clubs. This was accomplished by the investment of time, talent, energy, and financial resources from hundreds of Rotarians and Rotary clubs across our vast geographic district. In 2010, with the vision of past District Governor Jackie Hobel, and under the mentorship and leadership of past District Governor Laura Morey, we formed a District Youth Council. This was comprised of young leaders working under the mentorship of Rotarians, taking on chair roles and key positions in RILA and other benchmark youth programs. Under this program, Rotarians mentor Rotaractors, Rotaractors mentor Interactors, and this builds succession, leadership development, membership, and a focus on vocational service. With over 1,500 young leaders participating in our district youth programs, our district was able to significantly increase the ability to complete service projects, raise funds, as well as open the doors to international service opportunities. This has truly been life-changing for all of us involved. Financial support of youth programs is essential to its success. Removing the financial barriers opens the doors to our marginalized communities, creating equal opportunities for young leaders from all walks of life. This creates diverse, inclusive Interact and Rotaract clubs and is seen in all of our Rotary youth programs. So important. Supporting young leaders financially and as mentors to attend Rotary International Conventions, North American RILA, Zone Institutes, and other international opportunities opens the doors for them to become global citizens and huge opportunities for leadership development and moving forward in their life path. Together, Rotary members of all ages learn from each other. We celebrate diversity, create long-term sustainable change, and work together as global citizens with hearts for service and a connection to our lifelong journey in Rotary.
So Tamara, what new skills have you learned from the people you've mentored, youth that are part of the program? And what surprised you the most?
You know, young leaders teach me something new each and every day. As they grew up as digital natives, their use of technology has been a huge support to me and a learning opportunity as well. But that's just one of the many things I've learned. Mostly these young leaders today are fearless. They are so invested in social justice and sustainable climate change. They see the world from a very different perspective. They truly believe in the value of diversity, and they want a world that is inclusive and is a safe place for all, because equity truly matters to them. They teach me how to see things from a different perspective. They ask different questions and really important questions. They help me listen to understand. They bring about my unconscious bias and how to put them aside. And mostly, they just simply inspire me to be the best that I can each and every day. What has surprised me the most? Education is our most powerful tool for change, and learning from each other has been invaluable. Mentorship is often seen as the mentor teaching the mentee. Yet the reverse mentorship has been one of the best experiences of my being a part of Rotary Youth programs. This generation is one of the most educated in regard to global issues and the need for change. It is their future and they are truly invested. So working together with them, I know we can create lasting change and create a more equitable world. Their friendship and all they are to me is truly a gift that I could never express in words. I encourage everyone to work with young leaders each and every day. Your life will change even more than you will change their lives.
Such insightful and inspiring comments. Thanks, Tamara. Now we're going to ask Fernando to join us because he has found a unique way to engage the alumni in his district. You are an alumni if you participated in any of the following programs which are listed on our slide. So Fernando, very few clubs and districts keep in touch with their program alumni. How did you get from alumni to membership? And why do you think so few clubs stay connected with them?
Well, thank you, Karen. Well, I have been asking myself this same exact question for several years, especially since I was appointed as the District Alumni Committee Chair from 2016 to date. Within the District Alumni Committee that, as I said before, I have been leading for some years in my district, we have always approached the involvement of our alumni from a traditional perspective, a kind of attachment for one-on-one contact. What is interesting but insufficient, if you ask. This past Rotary year, after several meetings with our district team, we conclude that the approach was misguided. It was time to innovate and try something different. But before doing anything, we have to identify target audiences and act according to each of them. And in our district, for example, we have never tried with former Rotary Exchange students. Therefore, to broaden the horizon in front of us, we started working with the District Rotary Youth Exchange Committee. Thus, in our district, it was no longer just one person looking to reconnect with alumni, but now we were a big team, all working toward the same goal. And what was great about that was that the whole team worked together. We sent out the invitations, follow up on the list of confirmed attendees, and look forward to the big day. But we also prepare and fine-tune a new presentation and a completely new value proposition. And this was a new Rotary Club composed of young people, all with Rotary Youth Exchange experience, all willing to work together and use their international networks in community service, becoming a new key component in the work of the District Rotary Youth Exchange Committee, serving as mentors and references as well for new young people preparing to start their exchange experiences each year. Well, 100 alumni joined the event, and we couldn't believe it. With that, we have achieved the first major goal of our project, to convene the target audience and present our value proposition. All the alumni appreciated the opportunity to reconnect with Rotary, to relive the beautiful experience of their exchange abroad, and to know that there is a way to give back to Rotary for all the difference it made in their lives. In fact, the latter was the most repeated testimony among the words of our participants. Rotary changed their lives. And well, after meeting all the requirements and formalities, since last June, we have a new Rotary Club in our district, the Rotary Club Sin Fronteras, or Without Borders in English, formed by 26 former Rotary Youth Exchange students, all Rotary alumni. So, what do I want to share with you with this experience? I think the big mistake we often make in our clubs and districts is not daring to adopt new approaches and continue to always do the same. We have a lot of potential members in the alumni spread throughout our districts. But we continue to waste them by not daring to do things differently. And what is worse, in my opinion, by not daring to speak to them and not invite them to join Rotary. I can assure you, knowingly, that many of them are eager to be invited. But after the years as program participants end, our clubs and our district completely forget about them. So if our clubs meet the requirements, let's dare and invite alumni to join us with a clear value proposition. But if it's not the case, let's see how to adapt our club to the current reality, or let's dare to invite these prospective members to create a new completely club with a new completely adapted needs for them. Because at the end, if we keep doing the same, we will hardly get different results.
So true, Fernando. So what questions do you ask when getting to know prospective members? I'm talking here about the value of entrance interviews.
Well, thanks, Karen. What can I say? First of all, I think it is important to prepare the interview in advance and not improvise. As much as we know about Rotary, giving the interview a clear structure is important to convey an image of professionalism and that we are serious about bringing a new member into our club. I think it is also important to be completely honest and informed from the beginning what the basic time requirements will be, as well as the cost of membership and any other information that you consider essential to share without generating false expectations. So, once you have told what Rotary is and what the basic requirements are, it will be important to know what our prospective members thinks about it, including whether if he or she agrees with the basics, what he or she expects from Rotary, what his or her interests are, and what ideas he or she has, all with the aim of being able to generate a profile and know in which area of our club this prospective member could do better. And why is this so important? Well, as I answered a few questions back, I think if we don't know what our members or prospective members want, hardly we can organize activities or programs that are effective in engaging them. So that's it, Karen.
Fernando, great story and great advice. Thanks. So now I'd love to ask each of you a question before we open it up to our audience. Vic, how has COVID impacted how we engage with one another? What are clubs doing differently?
Look, Karen, I'm not going to lie to you. With COVID-19, my club no longer operates actively. So being part of a RAG has kept me active in Rotary and were very much my only social activities of the past 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic. I've continued to work on RAG activities. And for instance, I've worked on establishing a green event handbook, which is going to be available for every club on the planet to use to help organize greener events. And I'm learning a lot. For instance, this week, I discovered that most of the resources I needed to finalize this handbook was available on the Rotary International web portal. So essentially, the one point that I want to leave you today is that don't leave Rotary if it doesn't work out with your club. Seek outside of your club district and look what Rotary has to offer. Explore and come out of your comfort zone, and you will find out an opportunity to grow yourself as well as an opportunity to grow Rotary.
Thanks, Vic. How do we engage and inspire current members to look outside the club membership experience to find long-term value in their membership? Fernando, let's hear from you.
Well, thanks, Karen. Engage and inspired. Well, a good idea, I think, can be useful is to get involved beyond the club by participating in district events. For example, by organizing our attendance with fellow club members, the more the better, to assemblies, district conferences, Rotary Institutes, and any other activity that involves leaving the safety of our club. In my experience, one of the elements that most engaged me to Rotary was being exposed to its internationality within a few months of joining, having the amazing opportunity to participate in a regional event that brought together Rotaractors and Rotarians from more than 11 countries in South America. Since then, I have never stopped traveling and making new friends, all thanks to Rotary. For that reason, in my opinion, I don't think we really know what Rotary is until we have traveled or shared with Rotarians from other parts of the world. And it is important for us as leaders in our clubs and districts to share these experiences with our fellow members so they can know the infinite range of opportunities that exist outside the sphere of our clubs.
Thanks, Fernando. Tamara, how can these wonderful opportunities we've been talking about help us better develop ourselves?
We've heard about Rotarian action groups, we've heard about fellowships, engaging with alumni, working with our young leaders, and working together. We have so many resources in Rotary to develop ourselves on a professional level, on a personal level, if we're willing to invest in ourselves. I encourage everyone to say yes to opportunities, explore Rotary.org and see what's there. And take that chance, take that opportunity. If Rotary offers you something, say yes. If you're not happy in your club, find a club that works for you or another opportunity. Take on a district role. Look at what Rotary International offers. Travel on a vocational service change. Go to an international convention. Reach out to people around the world. Travel. So really explore what Rotary has to offer. Be bold, be brave, and take on new challenges, and just enjoy the journey.
Now we turn to our attendee questions. Some of these were submitted in advance and some have come in during the webinar. Tamara, how do you motivate members who are actively disengaged?
When Rotary members become disengaged, there can be many reasons. Sometimes we make assumptions, and we all know what the word assume means. So we need to ask. It's always important to ask disengaged members why they're not attending meetings, why they've become quiet, why aren't they participating? We might be surprised by the answers. It could be a heavy workload. It could be something going on in their personal life. It could be something said or done at a club meeting. It could be many, many things, but that personal connection really matters. So really we need to ask why. Maybe they don't want to do the same role and they are pigeonholed. Maybe something's happening with their families. But ask why and work together with them to find a solution. There's so many opportunities in Rotary. Perhaps they're just in a funk. But whatever the reason, let's work together. Rotary is more than a service organization. We're a family, we're friends, and we care about each other. So let's take that care, kindness, compassion, and empathy and work with each other and find out why. So my strong suggestion to everybody is just simply ask, reach out, have a cup of coffee, have a meal, just a phone call. Sometimes that smile and those words of kindness can really change lives.
Thanks, Tamara. Fernando, how do we convince younger people that Rotary is for them when there are so many places they can spend their time and energy?
Again, thanks, Karen. First, I would like to clarify that from my point of view, Rotary has a place for all of us. And obviously, it also has a place for young people, a place to develop service projects and serve our communities, a place to make lasting and meaningful friendships, and a place to develop both personally and professionally. I am convinced that Rotary is the only organization in the planet that allows us to develop service projects and other kind of activities in all the areas that we can imagine. We set the limit ourselves. And with that vision of the place that Rotary has for all of us, I think the task of convince young people that Rotary is for them becomes a lot easier. With a vision like this, words are unnecessary and everything is shown through our daily actions. The best way to convince someone is by demonstrating what we are capable of. And that means leaving lethargy behind and getting to work. Work for our community, work for friendly and meaningful relations between our members, work for our personal and professional development, work and not just talk. So how do we convince? Through example, showing what we do and giving young people the opportunity to join our work and be part of all the good we do in our work.
Thanks, Fernando. Nick, some of our clubs are conflicted over many things, including vaccines. How do we bring them back together?
Look, to answer that question, I would say that diversity and inclusion is entirely part of our identity as Rotarians. It's our duty to look after one another, regardless of our differences in a political opinion or cultural background. So don't let the vaccination status divide your club. Embrace diversity, listen to people, and try to understand why their vaccination choices matters to them. There are so many other ways your members can contribute inside your club or outside of your club. So don't let this short-term challenge block you, and instead use that challenge to help you grow as a club and help you embrace the new opportunities that Rotary has to offer.
Thanks, Vic. As we wrap up, I'd love for you to tell us in the chat one action you will take as a result of this webinar. Here are a few ideas from us. The first is to define what engagement looks like to you and to those you lead. Do participants feel comfortable and connected? Are they excited to share their ideas? Do they feel valued and excited to participate? What would it take to always have enough hands to do the work? Not because they have to, but because they feel empowered and appreciated. The second thing is to make sure you understand the opportunities that are available. We've barely scratched the surface here of everything being a part of Rotary has to offer. There are countless immersive cultural opportunities like friendship and vocational exchanges and other programs that serve youth, like Interact. Dedicate time in meetings to talking about these programs and gauge the interest of those in your club. Fernando has said it several times, but the most important thing you can do to make sure people are engaged is to ask them what they want and what they need, and then commit to deliver. Put the needs of participants first. Finally, we can't expect that what someone wants now is the same thing they'll want in a year, or 2, or even 10. Make feedback part of your club and activity culture. Check in often. You can find resources to support you at rotary.org/membership. Thank you so much for joining us, and to our amazing panelists, Vic, Tamara, and Fernando. We would like to acknowledge the fabulous assistance of RI staff, Leanne and Andrew, and our translators. We hope you'll join us for the next webinar in the series, Expanding Our Reach, which is scheduled for January. Stay safe, stay well, serve to change lives.